Hello lovelies, it's Lex, and everybody's been pretty into speed dating with ghosts, so I figured I'd do another one. So let's see here. Hello again, it's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down and you can go right in. So there's one more room that we haven't gone to yet. I think it's this room of liars or lyres. I think this is the one that we weren't in yet. If it was the one that we went into in the first episode, then I'm gonna like go back out and pick the other one. The room of liars looks a bit like a conference hall, the kind you might see in an airport hotel. Oh, BRB, I want to make sure that my microphone's recording. Because... okay, good, it is. All right, so I think I talked about this in the other Speeding for Ghosts video, but the other day whenever I went to record Holy Potatoes, We're in Space, like the third episode of that, my microphone wasn't recording and the desktop audio wasn't recording, and I have no fucking idea why, and it was super irritating, and I didn't know what had happened until I went to edit the episode, so I ended up just scrapping it. So we're actually like farther ahead in Holy Potatoes, We're in Space than we are. Like the next time that I record it, we're gonna be a whole episode like is missing because I had to get rid of it because it got trashed. Anyway, the kind you might see in an airport hotel. There was a meeting of regional managers here yesterday, followed by some couple's 65th anniversary in the evening. They left a few balloons behind. Worn plush stacking chairs are set on either side of lacquered oak tables. In one corner there are wine glasses and a metal pitcher of water, alongside a stainless steel urn for coffee. Oh my god, I love coffee. I should go have a coffee. Ghosts don't need coffee. I need coffee to function. One particularly nervous ghost is holding a cup anyway. Some habits never die. All right, let's see who we got first here. The bell rings and a ghost appears. Oh, he looks so scared and like a little strawberry. Ah, a ghost. Oh God, sorry. Of course you're a ghost. We all are. I'm still not used to this whole being dead thing. I'm not used to it either. Nothing prepares you for this life, except this isn't life. Post-life? I feel so lost. When I used to have anxiety attacks, I'd focus on my breathing. Oh, I have panic attacks all the time. It's really fun. Just kidding. It's freaking terrible. Listen to my heart beating. Now I can't breathe. I don't even have blood. What does that mean? Take it one step at a time. Steps. Yeah, that's a good one. It took me forever to learn how to walk on solid ground when I first woke up, after I died. I fell right through my coffin, through my own body, down, 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 into the bedrock. It was so dark. What did you do? I seized up. That stopped me from falling. It was like my whole body became, what does it say? Corporeal. I have trouble reading this font. Not flesh, just like, you know, how if you concentrate, you can pick up objects like that, except I was the object and the earth was holding me. It was so quiet there, stuck in solid rock. How did you get out? I pulled myself up, away from the heat below, sort of clawed my way to the surface, through the earth. I felt the rock moving through me. Ah! The bell rings. Oh, that was just the bell. Huh. Thank you for listening. I guess we'll talk more in a bit. Hopefully the other ghosts are as nice as you. Oh, I like the little strawberry ghost. All right, who do we got here next? Another ghost appears. Ooh, you're interesting. You kind of look like the Catch-22 guy. Well, look what we have here. The ghost's voice creaks like ancient wood. The name's Spooky Pete. He tips his hat. Dust spills off the brim. How do you do? I do okay. I'd wager otherwise. Like maybe you're scared. Like maybe you've seen a ghost. Spooky Pete laughs. Or coughs. It's hard to tell. You definitely are spooky. Thank you for saying so. I've been doing this a while. My record of hauntings goes back long as the door, since the Black Death took me in 65. 1665! I like this guy. Oh, let's make a joke. I thought the plague was earlier. The Black Death came in waves. Lingered for centuries. I was a doctor in London. Oh, he has a plague mask on. That's why his face... Plague masks are a thing. If you haven't ever heard of plague masks, maybe I'll find a picture and insert it in the video. They were like a big thing that... more so I thought that people used them in Italy more than other places, but it was masks that plague doctors would wear that were real pointed in the front, and they were kind of like... I don't know. I think they're really interesting. A lot of people collect them. I'm into like weird, morbid shit like that though. So, all right, let's see what's up with this guy. I knew I'd got it the second the chills started. I was dead in days. Last great gasp of bubonic on the island. Some 68,000 went with me. Ever since then, I've been spooking folks, even been in books. Not always by name, mind you, but you can tell when it's me. The top hat, the fear, all hot and sick. Nobody spooks him like Spooky Pete. I try my best. Do you? Guess I see it. The potential, I mean. I can help with that. Teach me your spooky ways. Now. Spooky Pete doesn't just teach anybody. A rock has potential. Before you throw it through a window. What makes you any better? I turn milk into worms. I make unplugged stereos blast music. I can pull my face off. Spooking like that may shock 'em, but there ain't no art to it. You go all the way. The living have nothing more to fear, and when they aren't spooked, what's the point? No, the spookiest spooking's the stuff that eats at you, makes you doubt what you hear or see, makes you wonder what could be under the bed. It's never as spooky when you see what it is. How's that for a lesson? Useful. Good. There's more where that came from. If a legendary spookin' is what you're after, and Spooky Pete's gonna take you under his wing, so to speak, you'll need a solid foundation. It's all about knowing your audience. A good spookin' is in the details. The bell rings. Spooky Pete's my vote so far. I'm liking Spooky Pete. The bell. It means we move on. Guess I'll be seeing you when I come back around. All right, let's see who we got for our third one here. A thick layer of dust now covers the table. Another ghost appears. You look like a shark. Want to make some money? Oh, you think he's a loan shark? Doesn't everybody? Exactly. Everyone needs money. You get it? How do you propose that we make money? That's the good part. We take it, steal it. Then what? We use it. Use it to buy favors. Favors with the breathers. Influence. Information. The living always want the money. The living buy plenty. The name's Leon, by the way. I rob banks. Don't judge me. Nice to meet you, Leon. Don't be making this personal. We rob a bank together? That's it. No more contact. At least not for a couple of months. What if I want to rob more? Whoa, let's start with one. If it goes off without a hitch, then maybe we go serial. The problem with robbing banks, people see the robbers, but you can't see a ghostie. We can walk right in and float that money right on out. Genius, right? It's the perfect crime. There's no such thing. True facts. But nothing's for sure, except death. Seems to me that makes us uniquely qualified. There's no harm in hearing you out. No harm at all. At the very least, it'll break up all the gloom in this room. Leon looks around at the other ghosts. Ish, the bell rings. Nuts. Yeah, I think I like the plague doctor. Time to switch seats. Don't worry, I'll be back. We got more to talk about. All right, little strawberry ghost. The second round begins. Oh, he's so sad. The other ghosts. Holy, were they awful. Leon's just a creep. And Spooky Pete, that name is earned. Ugh. Also, I think I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Kaio. Sorry. There's no need to be sorry. No need. Sure. I'm still sorry, though. My anxiety gets the best of me, and social situations are tough. This one especially. Spooky Pete has been around. I think he's actually just dust. My rule, never trust anyone who wears a hat. The stuff he said to me, the hairs behind your neck know me, the best to hide in the corner of their eye, he's what I was afraid of as a kid. He said he's been in books. I believe it. The man's almost theoretical. Reminds me of a character actor, playing the devil on stage. I totally see it. I'm not a confident person, but I'm rarely wrong. You should stay away from him. You're not like the other ghosts. I'm still thankful for that. At best, dating ghosts is frustrating. Everyone asks the same things. How did you die? What was your life like? If we were alive, the questions would be like, what kind of food do you like? What's your favorite movie? Dying doesn't make people more interesting. It's Videodrome, by the way. My favorite movie, I mean. Long live the new flesh. Ha! You know it! Sometimes I feel like a VCR, obsolete, out of date. No new stories to tell. I still have my VCR. Nice. I love meeting fellow fans of dead media. So, do you want to hear how I died? If you want to talk about it. Might as well get it out of the way. I was in film studies, working my way toward a PhD. In debt, always pretty sad. I had good friends though. I was always studying. One weekend they convinced me not to study. They said we should go to the lake instead. I couldn't swim. I never learned. You see where this is going. I drowned. Everything went black and quiet. Drowning, I think, is one of the worst ways to die, because until you pass out, you know exactly what's happening. I mean, after you pass out, like, it wouldn't be that bad because you wouldn't know what was going on, but like, you would feel yourself running out of air, and that's just terrible. I woke up dead in a fancy wooden box under 6 feet of dirt. That's when I fell deeper, like I told you before. I hate thinking about it. Why do I always dwell on the bad stuff? What's your favorite food? Seriously? You're asking me my favorite food? Coffee's a food, right? It's coffee. We could go for coffee. At a coffee shop? No thanks. We can't drink coffee anymore, and I hate being around the living. They somehow make me even sadder. We could go to an art gallery. Art galleries depress me. Half the art is super sad, and all of it's better than anything I could do, which just reminds me that I wasted my life, so I'm gonna say no to art. Tell you what, I'll come up with something a little different, hopefully. That sounds good. Yay! I can't wait to do something with you. That isn't talking about myself, sorry. The bell rings. I think I still like the plague doctor. Let's see. There he is. My spooky protege returns. What knowledge do you seek, protege? I want to know it all. In time, a truly spooky ghost requires one thing above all else. What is it? Patience. What spooks Spooky Pete? Not much, though I will say I ain't so fond of beasts. What kind of beasts? The domesticates, hounds. Oh, he doesn't like dogs? Or cats? What a dick. You're scared of cats? Spooky folk like me rely on a certain covertness. I can't just be all clanging about, announcing myself. That's not so spooky. Cats, they can sense Spooky Pete. They know I'm there. If I hide in the closet, they'll scritch and scratch at the door, start yowling, even run around in the dark to wake the owners, I wager. It's trouble, let me tell ya. A real impediment. Spooky Pete wheezes. Something's rattling around in there. Are you okay? Pay the rattle, no mind. I died with it. It stays with me. You ever been to the mirror world? No, what's that? The place beyond this, but the same as this. You've seen it, but always looking in. The bell rings. If you fancy another lesson, come on by that edge of things. I'll show you around the other side. I'd like that. Maybe you think you'll like it. Seeing it's another thing entirely. Some things spook even Spooky Pete. I think I'm still gonna pick Spooky Pete. I think this guy should have been a loan shark because he looks like a shark. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. You'll come in with me while I get a third ghost to watch the door. We can plan later. Why though? We got the time now, might as well use it. What if someone hears? Good thinking. You're a careful one. I can see that coming in handy. Lord knows I could stand to be more careful. Seems important when robbing banks. You'd be surprised. Shh, Fran's coming. How's everything going over here? Just great, Fran. I think I found the one. I'm glad to hear that, Leon. Carry on. Don't mind me. Just checking in. Do you think she knows? Seems likely. Oh well, worst she can do is kick me out. I hope I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of authority. I stole candy when I was 9, switched to stealing beer at 14, stole my first car a year later. I hit up convenience stores, drive-ins, even held up a laundromat once. I threw my back out, carrying all those quarters. Did you ever get caught? Big or small, every heist has a hitch. 3 or 4 went so bad, I was in and out of jail. But it wasn't anything serious until I got a crew together and started doing banks. Even country cops took that seriously. Caught me good after 5. I spent the rest of my life behind bars. So you have unfinished business. Nothing so dramatic. Stealing's just all I know. It's a hobby, a talent, the love of my life. The bell rings. That's our time. You've heard my pitch. Gotten to know me a little more than I like. So, what do you say? We'll help him at some point. I'll be at this branch at this time. Leon slides you a slip of paper. It's been a slice. Alright, so now I should get to pick my ghost. And I'm going with Spooky Pete because I'm really interested in the plague doctor. Hopefully I can find a plague mask to put into the thing somewhere. You arrive for your date with Spooky Pete. A hall of mirrors at a roadside carnival. A clown's face, all smiles and menace, watches over the entrance. Ooh, I hate clowns. Welcome to my home. Inside are twisted corridors lined with mirrors. With only a slight reflection, it's especially disorienting to navigate these halls. Spooky Pete leads you to a specific mirror taller than the others. The mirror's face is concave, as if to pull in everything around it. We are going into this mirror. Follow him. Together, you step inside the mirror. Welcome to the mirror world, or as it's known here, Dlar Aramev, the mirror world. It's just spelled backwards. That's the mirror world spelled backwards. Thanks, Pete. Did you see the eerie green? That is what happens when an image reflects itself. It takes on an eerie green. The more times a reflection is reflected, the greener it becomes. Just like this. That is pretty green. Thank you. Do not be afraid. Nothing here can hurt you. In the mirror world, the physical laws are upended. Am I really here? Or am I over here? Or am I over here? Perhaps it is all of the above. Or even nowhere at all. Haha. That's amazing. I thought you might be impressed. I have practiced these skills for ages, centuries. It is not easy being green. Aw, little Kermit reference. Now come with me. The spooking hour approaches. It's 3 a.m. in case you're wondering. Where are we going? We are headed to a brownstone, a walk-up I know quite well, the second-floor apartment, in a house going on 100 years. A student of the arts named Paul has moved in. He heard the rumors. The house is haunted, they say. He ignored them. The cost was worth the fear. Together, you and Spooky Pete fly through the void, passing countless mirrors in reverse, each peering into a life still being lived. Each mirror in the living world is actually a door. Staring into one long enough in the dark, or saying a spirit's name 3 times, that's like knocking. After a short trip through oblivion, you arrive at a particularly decorative mirror. A splendid haunt. Spooky Pete leads you through the mirrored glass into a long hall lined with bricks on one side. There are still boxes in the hall. The mirror you stepped through is propped up against the wall. At the far end is a massive kitchen with original marble tile that does well to hide its age. Paul is sleeping. Let's get to spookin'. Spooky Pete leads you through the closed bedroom door where a man in his 20s is sound asleep on a mattress. He is snoring loudly. Spooky Pete floats to one shadowy corner by the open window, then motions for you to do the same. The curtain flaps over Pete's shadowy image. He stands silently, hat bent slightly forward. He's just standing there. Should we shake the bed? Patience, protege. The aim is to be a presence, not a threat. Spooky Pete stands motionless for several minutes. Wait, no, 40 minutes. 40 minutes of doing nothing but standing there. Finally, he moves away from the corner. Watch, protege, as I tighten the knot. Spooky Pete sinks into the hardwood floor. The old wood lets out a loud creak, 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 as steady as a pulse. Paul is still snoring. Pete moves into the ceiling and starts to scratch, scritch, 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 like raspy breaths, but Paul is still snoring. Pete is starting to look annoyed. He floats over to Paul and peeks in his ear. Some sort of orange foam. It obstructs his ear canal, preventing him from hearing us. Again, I am thwarted by the progress of man. Scratch on the wall. You scratch with one nail, long and deep above Paul's head. It leaves a long vertical line in the plaster. Make it an arrow pointing down. Menacing, but open to interpretation. The fear this will sow brings me butterflies. I am proud of you, protege. Truly, you are spooky this day. Spooky Pete leads you back into the hallway mirror, back through the weird mirror world of his. A fractal realm on the dull side of the train. What he said. Eventually you reach the mirror that leads back to where you came in. Well, this is me. Thank you for your company. This was fun. I am pleased. Before we return to the physical world, I should warn you. Time behaves differently in the mirror world. What may have felt like hours was in fact years. A decade has passed since we began this date. Oh. I speak in jest. It's barely been the length of a talkie. The look of fear on your face. Spooky Pete spooked you good. He tips his hat to say goodbye. More dust falls off the brim. Guess I'll be seeing you. A breeze picks up and the rest of him blows away. Sorry about this one. Alright, well, that was Speed Dating for Ghost again, but with Spooky Pete. Like I said, I have been in all 3 of the rooms now, but all 3 rooms have 3 different ghosts, so we still have, let me see. We still have six dates that we could go on. So yeah, please let me know if you guys want me to keep playing this game. Like I said, I do really enjoy it. And like I said before, my mom likes this one. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please feel free to leave me suggestions for any other games that you would like to see in the comments, and I will try to accommodate you. And if anybody is interested, linked in the description is my Instagram, my Twitter, my Discord, and my Streamlabs page. So yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see everybody later on.